The world is a dangerous place. Life is full of adversity and difficulties. Worse, as a man, you don't get nearly as much comfort as you might expect. If you are depressed, you must get up and fight. Men used to go to war to solve most problems in the past. In today's world, the battle is both mental and physical. The more knowledge and information you possess, the better you will be able to perform in the physical world. As a result, as a man, you must be both a diplomat and a warrior in action. It's challenging for the modern guy, you, to switch effortlessly between diplomat and warrior. Most men should aim to have at least a few abilities under their belts by a particular age. Now, we don't need to be able to hunt with our bare hands, fly aircrafts, or even save lives. That's a little too severe, and it would take more than just a few fundamental abilities. However, there are numerous general talents that men ought to be aware of and work to master. By mastering these techniques, you'll not only be able to live your life more effectively overall, but you'll also become more appealing to women in general. In this video, we have compiled the most crucial skills that every man must develop. Our best skill on this list is number 2. Please stick all the way through and let us know in the comments which one is on your priority list. Let's get this party started right away. Be good with your money. The lack of financial education taught in schools, universities, and colleges is arguably the greatest disappointment. Most men go through life with no idea how to manage their money, make sound financial decisions, or plan for financial independence, and no one is really to blame. We are raised to believe that you must have a job that pays a salary. That's all there is to it. If you can begin to change your financial mindset, you will be able to make positive changes and achieve financial maturity. You must educate yourself about personal finances in order to achieve financial maturity. Begin with the fundamentals: debt, savings, cash flow, budget, and expenses. Begin by keeping an eye on and learning about changes in the job market, lending trends, costs of living, stock market health, and interest rates for savings, mortgages, and credit cards. You must be prepared for anything after learning more about finances. Create an emergency fund, retirement savings, and insurance policies. All of these are examples of paying it forward in order to develop and increase your overall wealth. Finally, you must develop financial discipline. Setting up ways to build your wealth is great, but if you don't stick to your plan, it's all for naught. You must learn self-control in order to avoid irresponsible spending. This mindset will assist you in establishing good financial habits. Don't buy anything until you've contributed to the funds and savings you've set up. Have self-reliance. If you want to consider this, could you survive on your own? I mean totally alone. Isolate yourself from everyone else. Can you support yourself? While this is a depressing picture, it does emphasize the importance of self-sufficiency. Merriam-Webster defines self-reliance as reliance on one's own efforts and abilities. For example, can you change a tire yourself, or do you need to contact your insurance company for roadside assistance? While this is a small step towards becoming self-sufficient, it is critical to consider the small everyday skills you can learn that you currently rely on others for. Instead of hiring someone to do small repairs around the house, learn how to do them yourself. This adds to your arsenal of manly skills. Self-reliance extends beyond physical actions. To truly become self-sufficient, you must look deep within yourself and make some changes. You must think for yourself. Simply put, if you believe in something and believe it has merit about careful consideration, nothing should prevent you from confidently expressing it. You must also accept your uniqueness. You are different from everyone else, and that is fine. Don't try to be someone else. Instead, be your most authentic self. Really listen to others. Listening is one of the most important skills you possess. It has a significant impact on your career effectiveness and the quality of your relationships with others. Have you ever really listened to somebody as they talk? It's unbelievable how interesting people can be if you really listen to them. Too many people nowadays listen to respond rather than listen to understand. According to a 2018 Princeton University study, There is a lag between what you hear and what you understand. Depending on the individual, this lag could range from a few seconds to a minute. During that lag, we begin to listen to ourselves rather than the other person. As a result, our understanding suffers. This is where confirmation bias arises. We have a tendency to select facts or aspects of a conversation that confirm our pre-existing beliefs or perceptions. You must learn to actively listen. When you actively listen, you make a conscious effort to hear what another person is saying and interpret the entire message they are communicating. To do this, you must do the following. Don't judge, just listen. Don't jump to conclusions or interrupt. Listen for the overall picture. Note nonverbal communications. All of these ideas are critical, especially the first two. People in today's culture are far too quick to judge and paint with broad strokes. Just because someone believes a certain concept or ideology does not make them a bad person. While there are exceptions, such as racism or bigotry, don't rush to judgment. Accept yourself for who you are. You're a person. Aside from being an abstract term that distinguishes you from other animals, being human implies that you are not perfect. The human condition is evolving and changing. You will make mistakes along the way. No one is perfect. It's easy to criticize yourself, but you must accept yourself for who you are. While self-improvement is absolutely necessary, you must identify and focus on your positive qualities rather than your negative qualities. Maintaining a positive attitude will not only help you accept yourself better, but it will also make it easier for you to achieve your goals by using your talents to propel yourself forward. Negative thinking should be avoided because it has the potential to consume your time and energy. It's okay to have negative thoughts about yourself every now and then. Just don't dwell on them too much. Accept your flaws rather than dwelling on them. For example, if you have freckles, you cannot change them, unless you want to spend a lot of money on plastic surgery. Accept and embrace your freckles. Concentrate on changing the things you have control over, such as your overall fitness and health.
Understanding how to fight. It makes no difference if you are a businessman, a doctor, or a comedian. You lack masculinity if you don't know how to fight. Everyone should avoid getting into brawls or street clashes. However, this does not mean that basic fighting skills should be neglected. Let's look at a scenario that could happen to you. You might be walking down the street with your wife one day when a guy walks by and slaps her on the back. What would you do in this situation? You can't count on calling the cops since you won't stand around waiting for them. You could choose to disregard it altogether, but you would lose your woman's respect as well as your own. No one should be able to touch the people you love and care about without consequences. It would astound you how many men in the present era chose to ignore the problem and try to justify their inaction. One of your responsibilities as a guy is to protect your family by disregarding situations like this. You have given up your responsibility as a protector and sacrificed your own honor. Pay close attention. Never initiate a fight, if at all possible. However, you may find yourself in a position where you have no choice but to defend yourself. In that case, you'd better know how to make a mean knuckle sandwich. Indeed, as soon as possible by delivering the knockout blow. Open your opponent up with a couple fakes, then fire a strong, straight blow right to his chin. Lights off. However, if you perform it incorrectly, you end up hurting yourself more than your opponent. So don't deceive yourself by pretending you can fight. Learn to fight properly. The ability to diffuse conflict is number 2. This skill is a direct result of learning how to fight, regardless of how strong or skilled you are at it. To diffuse a growing crisis, you should always use normalcy and firm persuasion. Knowing how to simmer, calm down, or break up a disagreement qualifies you as a leader. It's similar to when all the male insurgents stop their antics. Because of who he is, the alpha male gorilla can keep other male gorillas in line when he steps in. Only someone who is also dangerous can genuinely master the skill to dissolve conflict. This is why fighting skills and conflict resolution skills go hand in hand. Having a powerful presence. Have you ever noticed how some males have a powerful presence? That when this man walks into the room, even without saying anything, he commands respect? What if I told you it's not some supernatural ability these men possess, but rather a skill that can be learned? This presence, you see, is the result of countless minor things and behaviors. You must be a powerful man with a firm handshake. Make eye contact with another man. Walk with your chest out and look him in the eyes as you speak. Recognize them with a nod of your head. The truth is that charisma is a skill that can be acquired in the same manner that we learnt to walk or drill vocabulary when learning a new language. Now, I'll admit that a lot of guys try to fake these things, but it never works. Everyone recognizes a faker, the guy who squeezes his hand as tightly as he can or looks people down in an attempt to frighten them. Don't be like this person. Surrounding oneself with actual men is the greatest way to learn this talent. Take a look at what they do. Learn from their deeds. This could be your biological father, a mentor you have for other males, such as fighting club members. Fighters aren't always the most respectful or peaceful men, but they know how to command, respect, and handle themselves. Deep, critical thought. The capacity to think carefully about a variety of issues can help you become a far better conversationalist. It will also provide you with the mental capacity to improve your overall quality of life and make better judgments. Consider more than one point of view as the first step toward critical thinking. Don't believe all you've been told, and don't believe what you think you know either. It's easier said than done, but critical thinking necessitates leaving your own beliefs and biases at the door and accepting new knowledge. Just because you've always done something a certain way doesn't mean it's the right way. Question your assumptions and viewpoints. Be willing to examine alternative points of view and the merit of other arguments. You might simply discover something new. Learn how to deal with stress. Your ability to deal with stress and your level of achievement in life are inextricably related. The man who panics and crumbles under strain will never outperform the man who can remain rational and think critically under pressure. Everyone experiences stress throughout their lives. As a man, you will be given increasingly more duties in life, which might be difficult. Many stressful events in life develop as a result of our procrastination. If you find yourself always doing things at the last minute, or rushing around trying to catch up, chances are you procrastinate to gain control by writing down everything you need to do. And then there's the deadline, just the act of making your list. Can you get it out of your thoughts and reduce your stress? Examine the list and determine which items are urgent and important. Before moving on to the next most important item on your list, give each task your whole attention until it is accomplished. Soon, you'll be performing tasks in a proactive rather than a stressed-out reactive style. Both men and women should strive to be stronger. Women, on the other hand, are forgiving for not being able to bear the pressure. Men are not built to bear the weight of performance. You must be able to deal with pressure as a man. Don't whine about it. This channel will assist you in becoming powerful in all aspects of your life.